Okay, let's just dive right in with a question. But look, for this to actually hit home, you gotta be brutally honest with yourself. Ready? Seriously, how many times, how many Mondays have you woken up all fired up, declaring this is it, new diet, new workout, new me, only to find yourself, back on the couch by Thursday scrolling through your phone? If that stings a little bit, good. That means you're in the right place, because we are about to figure out exactly why that keeps happening. The thing is, you are absolutely not alone in this. I mean, look at these numbers. It's kind of shocking, right? 97% of people who start something new just don't finish. That leaves a tiny 3% who actually see it all the way through. This split, right here, this is the whole problem. And today, we're gonna figure out what that tiny 3% knows that the rest of the world, doesn't. So let's talk about the 97% club. Because let's be real, we've all been a member at some point. It's that classic January 1st energy, You've got the brand new journal, the perfect workout playlist, you've told everyone what you're gonna do, you feel completely unstoppable. And for the first week, maybe even 2, it actually works. But then this happens. This is the timeline of quitting, and it's so familiar. Monday, you're on top of the world, peak optimism. But then real life hits. It doesn't really care about your vision board. By Wednesday, something comes up. You miss one workout. You eat one thing you shouldn't. And by Friday, you've already made a deal with yourself. You know what? I'll just restart fresh next Monday. And just like that, the dream gets put on hold. Again. So what is going on here? Why does this keep happening? Okay, I really need you to hear this loud and clear. It's not because you're lazy. It is not because you don't want it badly enough. You failed because you've been focused on the wrong thing entirely. It's a complete misdiagnosis of the actual problem. And there it is. That's the secret. You are running on motivation. And motivation, my friend, is the most unreliable fuel on the entire planet. Think about it. You are relying on an emotion to do the hard work of a decision. You are waiting to feel like doing it. But that feeling, that little spark, it's a flicker. It's unpredictable. It's the absolute worst thing you can try to build a foundation on. Okay, so if motivation is the problem, then what's the answer? Well, the crazy part is, it's not some new secret. All the way back in 1937, a guy named Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich, and buried deep inside that book is a principle that almost everybody misses. He didn't call it hustle or the grind. He had a name for something way more powerful. And this is the real difference between the 97% and that elite 3%. And when you see them side by side, it's just so clear. Look, motivation is an emotion. It's a feeling. It shows up when it wants to, and it disappears just as fast. It waits for you to feel ready. But discipline, that's a decision. It's a choice. It's constant. It doesn't wait around for the right feeling to show up. It goes out and creates feelings through action. This is what Hill called applied faith through habitual action. It's a fancy term for a really simple, kind of unsexy truth. The greats, people like Carnegie, Ford, Edison, they weren't slaves to how they felt each day. Nope. Their entire success was built on one simple rule: doing the work, especially on the days they didn't feel like it. That right there is the engine that drives all real achievement. Okay, to really get this, I want you to picture something. Imagine building one of those massive, incredible cathedrals. You don't just show up one day and decide to build it. You don't even try to finish it quickly. You have to adopt a completely different mindset, a much more patient and much more powerful one. 182 years. Think about that. That's how long it took to build some of these. Generations of people, generations of craftsmen, showed up every single day not to finish the cathedral, but just to do one simple thing: lay their one stone for that day. Most of them knew they would never, ever see the finished masterpiece, but they showed up anyway. And that relentless day in, day out consistency, that's what created something that has lasted for centuries. And that, my friends, is the model for building your life. So the question is, what's your one stone? It doesn't have to be some huge monumental task. We're talking small. It could be reading just 10 pages of a book instead of scrolling on your phone, or writing 200 words, or making that one phone call you've been dreading. See, the goal isn't to completely transform your life by tomorrow. The only goal is to lay your stone today. So why do 97% of people drop off right here? It's simple. They are addicted to the excitement of the launch and absolutely terrified of the boredom of the process. Starting feels great, right? It's full of hope and energy, But it's day 14, that boring, unremarkable Tuesday when nobody's watching and nobody's cheering you on. That is the moment that separates the people who do it from the people who just wish they did. Okay, so this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. This is the last and honestly the most critical mental shift you have to make. Because there's one more lie that you've probably been telling yourself, and it's the biggest one of all. It's this belief that you need to feel ready before you can actually start. And here it is. This flips everything we've been taught completely on its head. We think we need to somehow find the discipline first, and then we'll be able to take action. But the reality, the secret, is that it works in the exact opposite way. You take the action first, even if you do it badly, and that action is what actually builds and forges the discipline itself. Do you see the trap you've been in? You've been waiting for a feeling to show up, a feeling that is actually the reward for taking action. Readiness isn't something you wait for, it's something you earn, one small action at a time. You don't need a new planner, you don't need a better playlist. You just need to lay one single stone, today. All right, so how do we actually put this into practice, like right now? Let's turn all this theory into a real challenge. Because let's be honest, most people will hear this, think that's interesting, and then do absolutely nothing. This is your chance to break that cycle. For the next 90 days, I want you to pick just one keystone habit you want to build. And you're going to follow 3 incredibly simple rules. Rule number 1, do it badly. A messy 5-minute workout that you actually finish is infinitely better than the perfect 1-hour workout that you skip. Rule number 2, never miss twice. Look, missing one day is a slip-up. It happens. Missing 2 days in a row, that's the beginning of a new bad habit. Don't let it happen. And rule number 3, track it so you can see it. Get a big calendar, put it on your wall, and draw a huge X through every day you do the thing. Pretty soon you'll have a chain, and you will not want to break that chain. That chain, that is what discipline looks like. And so, we end up right back where we started, with a choice. The hard truth is, 97% of the people watching this will nod their heads, click away, and go right back to their old patterns. They will change absolutely nothing. So the only question left for you is, which group are you in?
If you're still listening, I think you already know the answer. You know which percent you want to be in. So stop thinking about it. Stop planning it to death. Go lay your first stone. Today, right now. Now go prove it.